Welcome to my new version of my podcast. I know this is a bit different from what it says on my criteria. Welcome. This is my new podcast. I'm just calling it podcast for now. I don't have a name for it, but thanks for joining me. And we're going to get started. This is going to be a ton different type, I would say. It's kind of more of, you can watch me play or you can listen to me as well. So today I'm talking about 3 main topics. I've got the topics here. Should get them. So right, let's talk about the football this weekend. This week football has been, let's say, a bit shocking really. You've got the cancelling of the Liverpool game, which, to be honest with you, I was definitely wanting to watch that. I was going to go watch that. Then you've got, look at all the matches. So I'm still reading this off the PL app. So obviously I support the team Aston Villa, and they won 1-0 against Southampton. I wanted it to be more because it should have been more realistically. It should have been way more. But it's a good game overall, getting those goals and John Duran being man of the match, which was awesome. For me, we played poorly. Yes, we're winning now. Okay, that's one thing that's good, but still not up to what we were. Then we got the Brentford-Newcastle game. I'm shocked Newcastle lost. Very shocked. To Brentford as well. Crystal Palace 2-2 draw against Man City. Man City are not doing well, and I've kind of said it myself, they are falling down. So Man United as well, losing to Nottingham Forest. That was a shocker game. Well, it wasn't really a shocker really, was it? It was obvious that they were going to lose. But Man City drawing to Crystal Palace is really a shock as well, because they should be winning with the players they've got. Realistically, they should be winning these games. Arsenal Fulham 1-1. Arsenal were bossing that game in the first half. Second half, they were still bossing the game. Realistically, they could have scored a goal, but they failed to. Wasn't there an offside in that game as well? A couple of offsides. Yeah, I mean, it says in here, match stats, Arsenal had way more position, and shots as well, just way more. So, let's look at this. Bukayo Saka, man of the match. Yeah, so I think there was VAR checks and stuff, and it was just overall a really bad game. And then you got the Bournemouth-Ipswich game, which was an exciting game. I didn't watch it. I watched the highlights, which is, I don't want to really watch that game. Bournemouth came out on top. It looked a fantastic game. It was very exciting, but too bad for Ipswich. They need these points. They're in the relegation zone. Leicester. This is a Sunday, by the way. Leicester and Brighton 2-2. Good match actually. And then Spurs, exciting match against Chelsea. That was a crazy match. That was 3-4, which is like, for Chelsea, that's kind of put them in a spot where, kind of telling all the other big clubs in the top 10, top 5 sort of category to say, watch out, Chelsea are coming, because they are, second, and they've won against Tottenham. They've knocked out, a couple of others. They've knocked out Villa, they've knocked out Man U, knocked out City as well. And then today we've got West Ham. We've got West Ham and Wolves. This might come out the day after, but I'm not sure. But I think realistically, Wolves should have this down. Let's look at the lineup, shall we? We've got Lucas Fabianski, not a surprise, he's in my FPL team as well. Konstantinos, I can't say his name, so I don't want to mess it up. Maximilian Kilman, not a surprise. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that's not a shocker either. Emerson, not a shocker. Kolos Solula, midfielders, this is Krisenko Somerville, Mohamed Kudus, brilliant player by the way. Edison Alvarez, Thomas. Hang on. Thomas Suchek, brilliant player, but he's getting old. Jared Bowen, their captain, not a shock. Then they have put on Lucas Paquetá. I don't know why they don't start him anymore. He was playing brilliantly. But yeah, let's see how that game goes on. But overall, I would say it was a very good week of football, apart from the fact that the Liverpool, that's probably going to be pushed to the end of the season, which if that does happen, I won't be surprised, because of, well, the main fact that might just be a tiebreaker. That could Liverpool and Chelsea or Man City or whatever Man City will eventually wake up and go like, oh yeah, we need to switch on now, we're winning stuff. They will start switching on towards that title race, thinking, okay, look where we are now. Because if we look at the table at the moment, it's one table. Liverpool ahead by 4 points. They were on 12, Myriad. Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, Nottingham Forest, which is a shock, drawing with Aston Villa, Brighton and Bournemouth are drawing in 8th and 9th. 7th and 8th. And then you've got Brentford, Fulham, which are 9th and 10th. Then you've got Tottenham, which isn't a shock. Sorry. Then you've got Newcastle, which is a massive shock. Man U, which kind of just obvious. West Ham, Everton, Leicester, Crystal Palace, and then Ipswich, Aston Villa rivals Wolves, and Southampton, the ones we beat. But I think this shouldn't be happening, especially with the main points of this weekend. Is we've kind of learned that Chelsea are not. They have built up a team where they got youngsters, they've got brilliant talent in their squad, and they're not afraid to use that talent, as we saw. The likes of who actually scored. I think it was. I know Palmer scored a pen. Palmer scored a pen. That's all I know at the moment. Let's go to Chelsea, Tottenham. So here we go. Let's look at goal. So let's go stats. Right, so scored. But yeah, realistically, Palmer is one of the best players in England at the moment. For Chelsea, that is a real eye-opener for most clubs around in the Premier League. Because that's just Chelsea. Last year wasn't even considered a top 10 club, and now bringing in the likes of Nicholas Jackson, Joao Felix, all these youngsters they've bought over the 3 years, 4 years, and they have a rotation squad. They have a rotational squad where they have brilliant talent in all those rotational team sheets. Especially with Palmer playing most Premier League games, they should be winning, no matter what happens. But yeah, sorry about the blaring. If you got that one of those eye things, I don't know why that's happening. I'll try to fix it. But whatever happens, I will be trying. But whatever happens during these coming up weeks of the Premier League, we've also got international or Champions League Tuesday, Wednesday. Villa playing against Celtic. We've got all these fantastic Real Madrid as well. May think that's a shocking with the players they have. My main reason, I'm sorry I'm switching so fast, but Real Madrid, in my main thoughts and process, is look at the players, look at them, Bellingham, Mbappe, Rodri, Endrick, Courtois, Modric. Who else they got? I want to say they got right back. But I know they've got loads of other players that are brilliant, star players. Rudiger. He's one of them. He's a brilliant star player. Who else we got? You've just got all these fantastic players that really should be performing, but they're not, on one reason. Mbappe. They shouldn't have bought Mbappe. They should have just kept the team as it is, because Mbappe is one of those stars that when he was younger he was not forced to step in line, because if he would have gone to, let's say, a club like Liverpool when he was younger, he wouldn't be like this. He'd be way better. I promise you now, he would have been way better, especially if he had gone to Liverpool or like Man United, because in Liverpool no one is seen. They're all equal in Liverpool, and that's what Liverpool are built on. All of the players are friends. That's what they're built on, no matter what. They are one of the best teams in the Premier League on the main point that they are just friends. That's why they're so good at just tactics and, you know, putting these things to Salah. I don't know why he hasn't been offered a new contract yet. I don't know if he has, but I'm not sure. I need to check up on that one. I'm not going to at the moment. But whatever happens with Real Madrid, you know, Liverpool, Juventus, AC Milan, Aston Villa, you know, all these Champions League clubs, it's going to be massive. Because Villa losing to Club Brugge, which in my opinion should never have happened, we should have at least drawed, but because of Tyrone Mings, by the way, his debut, Champions League debut, shouldn't have happened at all. Shouldn't have happened. Whatever anyone says, that was a mistake, and that's what Unai Emery said after the conference. I'm sorry I'm going back in the past, but this needs to be said. Mings should not ever start again in a Champions League, in my opinion. But if you want to give him another chance, okay, you can. But I just don't want him to pick up a ball again. He's a meme now because of that. Tyrone Mings is an absolute meme because of the fact that he, you know, did that. What else? And also, I mean, the fact that Tottenham shouldn't, mate, I don't know what's happening with Tottenham. They've got a brilliant squad. I give it out to them. A brilliant squad. They're just not performing. They need a manager. They've got a great manager. We should not living up. They're not living up to the hype they had at the start of the season. The start of the season, they're like, oh, Tottenham are going to get Champions League. Tottenham are going to get this. Tottenham are going to get that. They haven't so far. The same with, you know, Villa. People started to say at the start of the season, oh, Villa are going to be, you know, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think that. No one thought. I didn't think that. True fans didn't even think that of Villa. All I thought was, oh, we're going to get tired out eventually. We're going to start losing games eventually. Because that's what we don't have a squad to rotate that is good enough to go Champions League, Premier League, Emirates, Carabao Cup. We do not have a squad to rotate at all. Whatever happens, Aston Villa will need to invest to go into Champions League. If they want to get to Champions League level, this January transfer window, they'll either buy a couple of players that are brilliant, you know, sort of young, in their prime, sort of, you know, okay, and actually use them instead of doing what they did with who they did with Ilian Shin Jr. whatever, the English left midfielder, and Barnishan or whatever his name is, Argentinian. They just left him on the sidelines. However, he's only played one game. Ilian Jr. has gone on loan to, well, I don't know where he's gone on loan, but he's gone on loan. You know, some of the players, I get why he's put on loan to improve their skills, and because they're not going to get games. But, you know, he gave Onana a chance, and then he got injured. Okay, he got injured. You could have put Ilian Jr. He's a good player. He can play good. Give him a chance, but he didn't. He's just sent him on loan for, you know, a year or two. I'm not sure how long he's gone, and I don't know where he's gone. But realistically, we've got our second keeper, Robin Olsen. He's getting old. Give him, I would say, at least between 5 or 6 years where he can go, you know what, he'll retire. Eventually he'll have to retire, and the only goalkeeper we have, Joe Glauci, or whatever his name is, that's it, and he's got nothing. He hasn't even had a debut yet. I don't think he's had a professional debut, but if he has, prove me wrong. Go ahead, tell me in the comments. I'm not really afraid of that. But just kind of saying that, he needs some time on the pitch. He needs some time on the pitch. No matter what happens, he needs that time. He needs to at least play Carabao Cup, Emirates, FA Cup. I wouldn't say Premier League or Champions League. Okay, I'll leave that to Martinez. By the way, whatever happened, Martinez is a GOAT. Whatever happens, he's the GOAT. Whatever happens, don't complain. Okay, yes, there is like Courtois and Edison, and Alisson. Okay, give an argument on that one, but he's just not good enough. Martinez is a brilliant keeper. He just needs to stop all this prancing around, and I get that's his motto and how he does keeping. But to me, I just think you would be such a much better keeper if you didn't do the theatrics. You would save goals. You would get clean sheets off more. Whatever happens. But realistically, we have a brilliant keeper. He's not going to leave us, I don't think. Not for a good 2-3 years. Because, he's only what? He's only 32 or whatever. He's young. He's a young keeper. And he's in his prime at the moment, so we've got him in a perfect time. I think Arsenal fans would definitely be like, oh, why do we let him go, stuff like that. But we've had so many keepers over the years. The likes of Tom Heaton, the likes of I know who we've had. Well, I know we've had Amy Martinez, Robert Olsen, Jed Steer. There we go. There's one. There's that bold bloke we used to have when we had a goalkeeper. I don't know his name. I'm not full, but I think the main urge of Villa objective is to be kind of want to become a bit like the old golden days of Aston Villa in 1892 or something like that. I forgot. In 1982, I think that's when they want to relive again. But realistically, that's not going to happen for another couple of years. Give us a couple of years and a bit more financial support, and give Unai Emery some time. He'll get it, because he's won Conference, he's won Europa. He just needs to win the Champions League, and Villa are the team for him. Whatever happens. But going on to, let's say, lower leagues, we've got Tamworth, who surprisingly have got through both stages and out of the while. And they are facing Tottenham Hotspur in the next round of the Emirates FA Cup. But they do have a good chance, because they're going to play on one of their pitches that Tottenham Hotspur are not used to at all. So they have a very good chance, but they will play an arse team. I can feel it now. They're not going to play like of Charleston Son against a non-league side, are they, realistically? No, they're going to play some arse club, who realistically are some arse players that realistically would never get time. They're going to give players that don't have the time. Yes, they're from a good club, and the good training facilities, but do they have the chance of beating Tamworth? Yes, but they're away. Tamworth are at home. I think for the first game they're at Tottenham Hotspur, but Tottenham Hotspur, when they come to Tamworth, they will be lucky to get away with not being, especially Tottenham fans, because home fans, I've seen the home fans. There are many like other kids there, like teenagers and young adults, let's say. But whatever does happen, I think Tamworth. For me, my prediction is Tamworth puts up a good fight, but doesn't go through. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be penalties, I feel like. But yeah. And then you got Birmingham City, Wrexham. They're doing brilliant. I know as a Villa fan, I shouldn't be saying Birmingham are doing brilliant, but as a pundit, kind of being as a pundit here, they're doing amazing. Whatever happens. But furthermore, let's I've got another topic I think I've got to talk about. Let's do this then. Right, so also we've got, Mazig, whatever happens. But let's get in the conversation of Formula 1. Formula 1, what an emotional weekend. Let's move on to that, shall we? You know, we've got, let's see the wins and people who won and lost, let's say, in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, or the Yas Marina circuit, whatever you want to call it. You know, as, you know, Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, McLaren, that's a massive, winning the Constructors' Champion, what a way to win it as well. You know, Lando throughout the whole race, been in first. Realistically, if you gave Carlos Sainz another couple of laps, he probably would have overtaken him, but he didn't. So a good fight from Ferrari, I give them that. But I think next year Ferrari will definitely be a bigger challenge. Even what's he say? Zach Brown even said, you know, that the same teams like Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes put them a challenge. But even looking at Zach Brown himself, he's brilliant. He's a brilliant at being the leadership at McLaren. You know, then we've also got Lewis Hamilton saying goodbye to Mercedes for the final time, with that emotional thing with his car. Forgot what happened, but that was emotional. Just watching that always made me cry, and that's not exaggerating. It's just special to see the fact that an end of an era is happening and a new era is happening with Russell and Antonelli is coming in, which is actually quite exciting if you think of it. Yeah, it is quite exciting, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Then you've also got, you know, people saying that that's gonna be his last race, Perez's last race. Hence we got Williams. You know, you've got Sainz's last race for Ferrari, and he's happy he got P2. You know, Colapinto, his last race with Williams. What have you also got? Then you've got Zhou Guanyu and Bottas leaving Sauber, the last race. Who else? We've got Kevin and Magnussen, Haas, they're also leaving. But I think, and you've also got the emotional smooth operator. You know, Carlos Sainz doing that in the radio. If you didn't watch all that, go watch it. And then you've also got the donuts. I'm sorry they didn't let Norris or Piastri do the donuts, or Norris do the donuts, but I'm sure they didn't do the Mercedes like silver arrow thing around the track. They didn't do that with Russell, but they just let Hamilton do a spin in Abu Dhabi, which was nice to see. And then you've also got the respect of the Sauber drivers being, you know, with the ones clapping them along as they walk away. You know, and then you've also got Lawson. You know, he's meant to be coming in, which was good. And you've also got Carrie Schreiner, whatever her name is. You got also a load of people leaving. Peter Bonington, you know, that's his last time with Lewis Hamilton. You've got I think, isn't it Kick Sauber? They're losing someone as well. But, you know, Max Verstappen winning his 4th title, and McLaren winning their 2nd Constructors, I think, right? 2nd Constructors. Yeah. No, they're 9th Constructors champion, with you know, with Peter Browning and Neil Handley being like, by the way, they're the best at the moment. And then you got Andrea Stella and Zach Brown. What a team. But I'm shocked to see the fact that Aston Martin need to improve. Whatever happens, Aston Martin needs to improve. No, they have got. No, well, hang on. Yeah. How many things have they actually won? Yeah, they've won 9 constructors, right? Exactly. So I'm right. Yeah. So. And then you've got, you know, Fernando Alonso. Realistically, they should do something with Fernando Alonso, but they're not. They're not going to replace Lance Stroll because his father is in charge, which is stupid. I think if they were to bring in another Spanish driver from, I don't know, F2 or something, they would get a load of Spanish sponsors, money. Lawrence Stroll loves, put him as the media guy, as Lance Stroll, put them in the media guy, and he can have breaks and go out with his girlfriend. But whatever happens, it was emotional at Abu Dhabi, and we're looking on to the next season with, let's say, Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc at Ferrari, the same McLaren team with probably upgrades. Red Bull, we still don't have the full lowdown on that. Max Verstappen is definitely going to be there. We don't know about Perez. Then you've also got Mercedes, which are going to have Antonelli and George Russell. Then you got Aston Martin, same kind of thing. Who else you got here? Alpine leaving, I think, or whoever's being replaced by Audi next season. Bye, thank you. I don't know who you are. I've forgotten now. Haas, they're having a massive redo. Kickstarter having a massive redo. Williams, not as big, but still massive at the same time. But whatever happens, you know what I mean? Like, next season's going to be a massive, massive season for Formula 1. The fans are going to be in there because, realistically, you have drivers from all over the world in next season. Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari, which is, bearing in mind, some people predicted that would never happen, but eventually did happen. But yeah, it's more the fact that we're never ever going to see Lewis Hamilton back in a Mercedes. I think Ferrari, like Mick Schumacher, are in a coma. Well done, Mick Schumacher, out of the coma. Well done. I think that's going to be his last sort of team he's going to be at, and I hope he wins the eighth drivers' championship, which is very, 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 very ominous, But yeah, whatever happens. But on to more exciting things. Lando Norris with his team celebrating. That was something. That was magical. As soon as he crossed the line in the last lap, the fireworks went off. By the way, Abu Dhabi, just the races, I get it because of the money in the United Arab Emirates places. They're brilliant. Whatever happens, they're brilliant. But we're starting all again in Australia. Yeah, Australia. Let's see what happens there. Do I think Australia? I feel like McLaren are gonna do something there, because nobody's heard anything about upgrades yet about any team, and I don't think we will until the practice. I think practice is coming up, isn't it? Some sort of practice, test runs and stuff. A lot of the new systems and they're going to be working. They're trying to test new things and stuff, which, not surprising, they're going to. And I think a lot of teams are going to be looking at other teams, which they have to. But I think Ferrari this season are going to do something whatever happens. Whatever happens, I just think that it's going to be a very good season. It's going to be a bit like 2021 all over again, with like Verstappen and Hamilton sort of thing, which I'm not surprised that's happening, but I'm not surprised that would happen, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, because it will happen no matter whatever happens next season. It will be a Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, Max Verstappen sort of thing. I think Piastri will be there, so will Leclerc, but they won't. I think it's gonna be Leclerc and Piastri going to be fighting, because Charles Leclerc isn't the number one driver anymore. It's going to be Lewis Hamilton. So Leclerc is becoming. It's going to be like Mercedes. What the Mercedes did to Hamilton. They're going to give him one win. They're going to give Bottas Leclerc like one win. It's going to be Monaco, knowing it. if they win Monaco. But it's going to be Monaco. Whatever happened, this season was definitely emotional, with Monaco being most emotional race, let's say that one, with Charles Leclerc winning his home race for the first time. Monegasque has won the Monaco Grand Prix. I've said Monaco way too much then, but it's I mean, a good season. I mean, a good last season for most drivers. Whatever does happen, they can. I mean, the drivers can say, but I mean, they can't really moan, can they? You know, they win, they get millions each year, and they can't really moan at that, can they? Realistically, they can't moan at getting millions of dollars, you know, pounds every year, can they? No, they can't at all. They can't moan at that. Whatever does happen. But yeah, I just think it's gonna happen. Whatever happens, happens. But I couldn't give it. You know, the drivers themselves. I love the drivers. Just if Lance Stroll is the one that I have a problem with, no one else I have a problem with, because he's just a brat. He's a spoiled brat. Because he's the only reason why he's in Formula 1 is because of daddy's money. He's a daddy's money kind of person. Whatever does happen, whatever does happen, he can't say he earned it, because he didn't. Wherever he went, his daddy invested in it, which was stupid. Whoever wants to live in Lance Stroll's footsteps, have a good look at yourself. You are probably a Tory, knowing you're probably a rich person who wants to buy his way into Formula 1, which Lance Stroll only did because his dad was a billionaire. It's not fair, especially for other drivers. Because if you look at Rolex, they don't invest in football because it's a poor person thing. They were biased back then. They will never, because football was created to admire for the poor people, basically. Well, that's what football was for. And then sports like Formula 1, boat racing, yacht racing, whatever it's called, you know, all these rich things that Rolex sponsor. But, you know, whatever happens. I'm not going to give any theories this podcast, because I don't want to do that. Whatever happens, yeah, whatever happens, I think that whatever does happen will eventually happen, no matter what, because you probably get a bit more in depth with my some other mates that I know, from people that I know on YouTube. I won't shout them out until the end. But yeah. I'm just trying to calculate something. So. Yeah, but whatever happens realistically is gonna be great. Whatever happens next season with Formula 1. I know I'm not talking too much about Formula 1 because I get it. I just don't get it at the same time. If you know what I mean? It's a brilliant sport. Is what I'm trying to say. It's a brilliant sport that is followed by billions of fans throughout the world. I'm gonna say. And I'm just a casual fan. I'm not a proper die-hard fan. I think you can kind of say that from who I support. Look, I know the basics. I know some of the legends. I can tell you about Anton Senna. I can tell you about Mick Schumacher, Niki Lauda, James White, whatever his name was, James Hunt. There we go. You know, some of the fantastic drivers that used to be here. James, I forgot his other name, but mate, I love them. Okay, I love Formula 1. I don't love it like some other fans who adore it and buy all their products and stuff. I'm not that kind of fan. I'm a fan that just watches it. That's it. But I'm a bit more in depth in football because of I've watched it most since I was born. I know about it since I was born. I've probably got into it about 3 years ago now. But whatever happens, I love Formula 1. Like, just the excitement and the thrill I get, watching, it might sound stupid, watching a bunch of fast cars run around a circuit. It's not, some of the laps, if you actually watch the races in depth, they're actually exciting. The crash at Abu Dhabi, the first lap with Max Verstappen and Piastri crashing at pretty much every lap, every time, couldn't get a proper, whatever happens, Piastri, for where he should have been, was where he ended up was pretty good. And Charles Leclerc as well. Look how where he came from. He came from, what was it, 16th to number 3, which is actually shocking. I wasn't expecting that at all. But I feel like Lewis Hamilton's from 20th to 1st is that's never going to be beaten, whatever happens, unless there's like a second. There's going to be like another extra team coming in to make it 22 drivers on the grid. I doubt. But whatever happens, I enjoy watching it, and the fans, it's just magical watching. The fun you can have watching Formula 1 and the stuff that Sky Sports put out, you know what I mean? Like, it is just shocking. It isn't fun. It's shocking. It's fun. It's electric. You build it. There's tension. There's always tension. Whatever happens. So yeah. But I think there was at the start of the season where there was going to like super softs are coming back in, and all those old like tyres and stuff. I don't think that's going to happen, because super softs would not. It would work in some places, but if people were to use super softs, there'd be a lot more crashes, a lot more pitting instead of having 2 pits. You're gonna have 3. Because they're going to want super softs only last not even 10 laps, and softs last 15 to 20 laps depending on how you save them, and super softs will only last like 10 to 11, max 13, 14 to physically do anything. But sorry about that, I'm just watching something. But whatever does happen, super softs are not coming in. Okay, use them for Formula 2, go ahead, because the cars aren't as fast there, because they don't have DRS, they don't have ERS, sorry. But whatever does happen, I love the fact that they were thinking. But the regulation changes that are coming next season, wow, that's going to change the game. Red Bull have already started to feel the cost of these regulation changes coming in and stuff. Which, why not? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Because we can't stop what the FIA do. We can't, apart from if you buy them out, which for me as a person I'm not gonna do, because I'm not that rich. Like, I don't, I'm not buying them out. Whatever happens, mate, I won't buy them out, because there's no point. Just even like football and that is also rigged. It's football. Look at England. They have the best squad and somehow get fucked over. France 2022 World Cup got fucked over. Loads of pounds. Same with Euros. Same with both Euros. But whatever does happens, because I'm not shocked at all. I think Red Bull time has come over. There's never going to be a Mercedes period where someone takes over. Because Red Bull had it like the time, and they didn't use that to their advantage. So I just the incredible time of winning stuff is over. But let's change topics, shall we? I think the next topic is YouTube, which is my character flaw. Yep, so YouTube, right, so YouTube, let's talk about that, because it's been a massive, right, YouTube, this is awesome, I'm on it, let's go, big up you guys watching me at the moment on YouTube. Whatever happens, I love YouTube, I've watched it most of my life, I love it. Some people my mum and dad call me weird, you know, they don't like YouTube, it's a bit weird, because it's apparently it rots my brain. It don't. But I mean, you know, with the thick of it song coming out. By the way, cringiest song this year. Putting that out there now. Yeah, well, it is actually. I'm not gonna lie, it's cringiest song. You know, with all the, you know, everybody on YouTube is upping their game because you have to nowadays. You have to up your game. Even start-up YouTubers like me have to have, you know, decent enough skills and, you know, microphones and stuff like this to just get any views. I can get views. I have got views on my last YouTube videos. I can do it, but yeah, I mean, you know, we've got some people dying, we've got some people leaving YouTube and stuff like that. You know, we've got Ninja. I mean, he's definitely dying, whatever happened. He was dying a long time ago, to be honest, not gonna lie. But whatever happens, you know what I mean? Like, I love YouTube. YouTube is like, I mean, I've got to look, I'll put my rankings at the moment, I'll put my rankings. So, let's do top 10, shall we? Number 10, I'm gonna go, the guy who does UFC 5, forgot his name. Forgot his name, but yeah, I know his name. It's not him. Nibalti, whatever his name is, Nibalti. He's really good. Go watch him. Actually, number 9. I'm gonna go. At the moment, the people that are up the ground, I'm gonna go. Ginge. You know what? He's had a good. Number 8. I'm gonna go Constantine. Shout out to Constantine, by the way. Then we've got King Grave, which why not? He's really good when it comes to simulating F1. And then you've got. I'm gonna say it's gonna sound cringe, but we've got Power Fortnite group. I don't know much about them. Don't ask me about them. I just know them. Number 6, number 7, whatever. We've got Sky Sports F1. I've been watching them a lot, and bonus TED notebook recaps and stuff. I love that. And then we're gonna go kind of 5th. You know, I'm gonna go all time here of my favourites. We're gonna go Laserbeam. Why not? I think everyone's favourites at one point. The Sidemen, number 4. Do you know what? I'm gonna go here. Number 3. I'm gonna go Paddy the Baddie. Everyone, you should know who that is, and if you don't, get a life. Where you've been living under a rock. And then number 2, I'm gonna go War Stories. I've been watching a lot about that. And then number 3, I've been looking at kind of just Sky Sports in general. Sky Sports football. Why not? But yeah, I think I've been watching a lot of that just to catch up and highlights and stuff. So shout out to them. Shout out to all those channels that I've mentioned, because I need to mention them because they are just goats. Especially the Sidemen. I mean, look how they've come from. They've come from just playing in their room to selling Wembley Stadium in under 3 hours. You know, that's even I couldn't get a ticket. I tried getting me a ticket and she couldn't get me, and she was 3 minutes in. That's how stupid it was. Yeah, 3 minutes. You heard me right there. 3 minutes. 3 minutes you shouldn't get a ticket. You know how that bad it is. That is. But yeah, that is just magical. That YouTubers can do that, you know, YouTubers. Yeah, and they're also raising it for charity. Like, who wouldn't? What else we got? You know, we've got Power. I don't know what they're much. I know they've been rating the game in the Fortnite history, which is not really. Then you got Nabolti, whatever his name is. UFC does bunch of UFC stuff, especially challenges online. You've also got career mode stuff. He makes Dana White, you know, the best of all time. Also got Joe Rogan, and do you know what? Joe Rogan is brilliant. When it comes to his podcast, brilliant. Well, go watch him. But he makes Joe Rogan into a champion. I think he makes Dana White. He also makes the announcer. Forgot his name. He makes the announcer of UFC champion, double champ. Same with Joe Rogan. Sorry, Dana White. I get them switched up a lot. But like, when it comes to YouTube, the GOAT at the moment would have to be one of like, would have to be like, I don't know. But KSI, by the way, he's been okay at the moment. Like, I think ever since he stopped boxing, he's been doing good. Yeah, he's been doing good. But yeah. Now I've got some questions on the thing next to me. Let's look. So we've got here. These are from just random people I've asked questions to. We've got here. Wow, this is just a weird question. What are your thoughts on just life in general? I mean, life at the moment is pretty okay, like solid, fine. Then we got another one asking about one of my friends, by the way. How's Villa doing? As a joke, by the way, it's so annoying. But I don't want to see these in ever again. I'm not stop reading these. I'm looking at these. Looking at these, fucking hell, man, mad. Weird questions. You want to make me slip, mate? I don't care about Villa, but YouTube back in general. Let's go back to YouTube. What a push! YouTube itself is now hard. If you wanted to become a big YouTuber, you need to start in the early years, like 2014, 13 sort of time, maybe sooner than that. But you should have. I think you can still go big, but you just need to think viral, massively viral, to become big nowadays. And not a lot of people have that. An easy way to get viral, like, it's not easy nowadays for this Sigma and crappy, brain rot, as you call it, stuff going around, it's just really weird. But also, you've got, 2000, may I just point this out, people who were born in 2009 will be 16 this year. Do you know how mad that is? It's not really that mad, is it? It's just life. Life goes on. Back to YouTube again. I just keep switching. I'm very good at distracting myself. YouTube, kind of. It's okay. It's definitely. It's not as good as TikTok at the moment. It's definitely getting. It's not as good. I think it's second, and then you got Twitch, and you got Kick, and you got all that. Crap. And you've also got, Nina Drama, by the way. I've been watching her, not because she's a girl, because she interviews these UFC fighters. My God, Alex Pereira, who she also got, Sean O'Malley, I know she had him on. John Jones, I know she had him on. I think she had Tom Aspinall. No, she had Dillinshaw, I think. I'm not sure. That's fucking. But yeah, she's had a lot of people, famous UFC fighters, and other people as well. But YouTube at the moment is such a big money-making machine. When it comes to, just YouTube in general, mate. YouTube, one of the hardest things at the moment to do, especially in Twitch as well. Trying to go big, but going big on any platform is hard nowadays. It is so like really is hard to go big on any platform. Yeah, on any platform it is kind of hard. Sorry about that, guys. To go mega viral or just viral in general. No, because once you go viral, you're pretty much set up. You will have a lot of fans that eventually have to go viral. But I mean, I've tried on Twitch. Shout out to my Twitch. The same thing. Twitch.tv 1EAK, and bear in mind it is spelled 1EAK. Don't say that with Woniak, because a lot of people do say that with Woniak. I mean, I know one streamer who called me Polish. Yeah, call me Polish for the name, and I'm just background on the name. It's my two dogs' names put together. So just give you that one. So say it properly, even if you don't, it's fine, but I just pronounce it. I've pronounced it in this video, and I'll say it in every video probably, to be honest, in every podcast. It's 1EAK, not Woniak. I mean, yes, it sounds like that, but it's 1EAK. It's pronounced like that, 1EAK, not Woniak. It's not one word, it's two words. I just put it like that because it looks weird. 1EAK. Mom said movie era. Okay, no. And also, there was this massive like bump at the start of the year at YouTube. And here we land. By the way, he's died down so quickly. Here we land. Bro, there was a bunch of them. I think there was, what was it? I am hard or I am whatever. But there were so many. Like, some of them were funny, some of them were random, some of them were stupid, and there was just some of them for clout. But I mean, it was big. I'll give you that one. It was massive. But I just don't like the fact that that's the most stupid thing to go viral. Here we land. Wan-Bissaka to West Ham. Who cares? That, like, by the way, that has ruined transfers. Fabrizio Romano has ruined, and all the others have ruined football, because you can't anymore. You can't, like, especially in football, you can't just turn the CV and look, oh my god, someone massive just transferred from West Ham to Man U. From Man U to West Ham, sorry. You don't get that anymore. You go on Instagram, you go on Snapchat, you'll see this now. Fabrizio Romano saying, oh, why was that going to West Ham, guys? Oh, there's a dump. Fantastic. No, nobody cares. I want to watch on the TV with the breaking news or something like that. I don't know. But let's go back to the Sidemen actually. Having a Sidemen at Wembley Stadium next year, should I say? It's just big for YouTube, just in general. The fact they have this big of a group in the UK who is worldwide, with a massive vodka company, with a massive restaurant company, with also multiple brands sponsoring them. You've got Prime, you've got XIX Vodka, you've got Sides, what have you also got? Best. All these companies, Gymshark sponsors, they've all got sponsors to a degree, and whatever happens, they'll definitely go down as one of the best groups in all of YouTube. In YouTube history, they'll go down as one of the greats when it comes to groups. But in UK, they'll be one of the best groups ever. Oh, sorry, they will be the best group ever, whatever happens. Yeah, I mean, realistically, will they win? So what am I talking about? Realistically, I'm just trying to look at this, the one UFC thing on your, I think my bottom of your screen, I think. I mean, like, come on. This gameplay's epic, you know what I mean? Like, let's just appreciate it for a second. Just back to the podcast, actually. I might actually just leave you there with a bit of music for a bit, I'm not gonna lie. But, whatever does happen, I will be doing more of these because I enjoy talking, but I don't think it'll be as long. I'm going to try to get some special guests on, different YouTubers, maybe some different friends, when they want to and if they're up for it. I want to start going into different sorts of podcasts. I want to make a new podcast with some of my mates. I don't know where though, and don't know what I'm going to do with it, and yeah. But that's what I want to do with my kind of stuff, but I'm kind of waiting until I've done some stuff first. Once this year is over, I think I'll start going to do more podcasts. I'll do this, but I think there'll eventually be where I've just got to stop. There is a time where I will just stop because I've got to do something else and more important. So yeah, I've got to do that whatever happens. But yeah, so we've got let's go honourable mentions, shall we? Honourable mentions to people who have kind of made me do this. I've got, let's say impulsive, major one. I've wanted to do something like that. I wanted this for ages. Impulsive kind of helped me, why not? Speak myself. Then we've also got a bit of, I don't know, Cypher PK. His backstory. I watched a couple, times, and just him. He used to commentate over, him playing stuff. And I'm kind of doing that at the moment. Also, the fact that this is just actually got into therapeutic. I know I just keep stopping, but it's kind of how I work. I mean, just it also helps the kind of mental health for myself. I mean, you know what? Why not? Just do it for the sake of doing it. I mean, just watching the gameplay that I've made is amazing. Because realistically, I've never made something as big as this. I've never made something done like this, so this is much. Because I had to spend an hour doing all of this on the left side or the bottom side, whatever, doing this, and then I also got to spend another hour. So I'll spend technically 2 total hours doing this, which I don't mind doing. I don't mind 2 hours out of my day to do something that I sort of enjoy, and if I do with some friends, that's fine, mate. So I don't mind, because we can speak our hearts if we want to. We can start talking gibberish to some parents, and if your kids are watching this, I haven't sweared yet, which I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought I would have sweared by now, but I am family friendly. I will say that. I'll probably won't swear on my on my podcasts and videos. But I'll probably also on my live streams, so don't go on. So my Twitch is non-family friendly, so don't go watch that. I do swear on that one when I do. It's not very often I'll put out there. Also, we've got the fact of just the kind of, what was I speaking again? I've lost what I said. I'm just shocked over what I've said. But yeah, it's just, I will do whatever you guys ask. I will talk about. You guys put in the comments. I'll make a list about it, and I'll do my next podcast. Make a list. Do what you want. Ask me questions, and I'll put a list on there about those questions, and I'll reply to the questions, and I'll ask them in my next thing, and I will just talk about them. I will just talk my heart about them, but I'll have sections of me talking about them. If you want me to improve anything, I can do it. This is just me doing it. I've picked a random Monday to do it. I know this is Monday, by the way, when I filmed this. But yeah, whatever happens, I enjoy doing this. I don't mind doing it. I've done this multiple times, by the way. I have done it multiple times in the past. Trying to do this multiple times in the past. I just don't want to done this, but yeah. Especially just YouTube in general is so hard to get everything right. You need to get everything perfect pretty much nowadays in YouTube. There's just a higher kind of